Hi, superstars. I understand that what I'm about to discuss is not related to the Roboticals episode in which you are about to watch, but I thought it was important enough to talk about anyway. During the production of this episode, I was informed that Britt Allcroft had passed away. She was best known for her work in creating the television series Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends in 1984, which she had based off of Wilbur Awdry's The Railway series, a series of books. Although I did not watch Thomas much when I was younger due to my fear of trains as a child, I have grown to appreciate and even love the show for its wonderful cast of characters, stupendous voice acting, and overall charm and creativity. Despite the fact that the concept of the Roboticals Railroad Runners, formerly known as the Choo Choo Squad, consisting of Smokester, Buster, Bartholomew, Betsy, Cleo, Casey, Crimson, and Pufferbelly Sputnik, were based upon Doraemon's human steam engine gadget, the way these animatronic, animalistic train characters act and talk, in addition to their mannerisms and behaviors, are indeed inspired by Thomas and Friends. Bartholomew, the main railroad runner in this Roboticals episode, is canonically a big fan of the Thomas and Friends series. And if he was a real, living young man, he'd be heartbroken to see that such a childhood legend is not with us anymore. My deepest condolences go out to anyone and everyone in the Thomas the Tank Engine community and fandom from the bottom of my heart, as I know that, to all of you, Allcroft was number one, and she always will be. Although this episode is not a tribute to this wonderful lady per se, the jingle that is played during the title card of this episode is a tribute to her in order to honor her, as you Thomas fans out there might be able to recognize the tune. Rest in peace, Britt Allcroft, and thank you for making the childhoods of so many people so much more magical.
Oi! Good stuff, isn't it? Good girl.
Hi, Bartholomew. Whoa, your little doggy's gotten so big.
Oh, I know. I rescued Jenna all the way back in the summertime, but time's gone by so quickly, it feels like it was only yesterday. I'm so glad I did save her, though. She was so small then, she wouldn't have made it without me help.
Yeah, and you were so brave, too. I know I wouldn't have gone in that scary house, that's for darn sure. Okay, I gotta hear the story again. Just one more time, please. Pretty please.
Oh, all right. Come on then, hop up here.
Sounds like they're excited to hear the story, too.
Oh, now then. It all started on August 31st of 2024. I was out on a walk with Buster and Orca one evening when all of a sudden we heard a strange sound coming from within the house across the street. It sounded like crying. We ran over as fast as we could, but when we looked, nobody was over there. Not in the backyard, nor in the front yard. We were certainly puzzled until we heard the sound again. Whoever was crying, they were inside the house. We would have gone inside immediately, but the door was unlocked. Fortunately, after some fiddling around, Orca was able to open a window, and Buster and I jumped inside the dark old house, while Orca decided to wait outside. Buster wanted to look upstairs while I went downstairs, so we did just that. Buster sadly had no luck at all, but the sound only got louder and louder for me. I was down in the basement when, finally, I saw it. A skinny little golden retriever puppy, locked up in a cage, all alone, with no food or water in sight. She was awfully frightened, and, well, quite frankly, I was too. It was so depressing to see her like this, but I wasn't sad for much longer. I had become very angry by that point. In fact, I was so frustrated, I just couldn't take it anymore. Using me claws and me chompers, I tried with all me might to tear that cage to pieces in order to save that poor dog. Meanwhile, Buster had just started looking for the puppy in the bathroom when he accidentally knocked over a lit candle up on a shelf with his tail. The hot wax from the candle spread across the floor, starting a fire within the lit room. Buster raced down the staircase as fast as a locomotive, blowing his horn as a way to alert me, telling me to get out.
Hurry now, get out! Barthy, get out now!
As soon as I destroyed that despicable cage, I put the puppy in my secret pouch on my tummy and climbed up the basement steps as best as I could before the fire spread any further. When my brother and I both managed to get outside, there were firemen on the left, policemen on the right, and Ocker standing right there in the middle, shedding tears of joy, relieved to see that all of us were alive. I definitely didn't feel so alive, however. My vision was blurry, my gears were spinning far too fast for my motherboard to handle, and my entire body was running much too hot. My robotic system had rebooted, and I shut down right on the spot. When I woke up, I instantly saw Balto, one of my favourite movies, playing on the television. That's how I knew I was back home. When I sat up, I saw two big brown eyes staring back at me. It was the puppy I had rescued. I was staring at her, and she was staring right back at me. Sputnik came into the room a few minutes later to tell me some interesting news.
All right, darling, here's the scoop. The puppy's previous owner just got arrested for animal cruelty. An inventor took her to the vet. She's all caught up on her vaccines now, and we're nursing her back to health as we speak. But we had an option to either bring the puppy to foster care in hopes of finding her a new owner that'll actually, love her, or to bring her here. All of the Roboticals as a team decided to bring her home for you. She's your puppy now, Bartholomew, and all you gotta do is give her a name.
I was simply starstruck. I couldn't believe it. A little puppy, all of me own, to love for the rest of me days. When I was trying to think of a good name for her, I saw Balto's husky mate, Jenna, on the television. She was a beautiful husky too. The perfect dog to name me puppy after. That's it. Jenna it was. After my battery had been fully charged, I gave me little puppy a blue collar with a tag with the letters J-E-N-N-I stamped on it. Jenna was her name, and she became my best friend on that wonderful day, and she's been my best friend ever since. Me pal. Me puppy pal.
Whoa. And the rest is Roboticals history.
She sure is a blessing, and I wouldn't have things any other way. Like I said, she's my pal. Me puppy pal.